Yeah, you're going to see I get my brows on fleek. Okay, so yeah, I didn't know what I was gonna say there. So right now I'm just gonna moisturize my face. I actually use this to hold down some wild hairs as well. I like this better than using the wax from the e.l.f. palette. Just a little bit better because sometimes I feel like the wax can bleed a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's just me and I'm just using it wrong. Who knows? However, that's what I'm doing in that clip. So right now I'm just going to use a spoolie on the opposite end of my BH Cosmetics pencil in Ebony. And I'm just going to brush out the hairs. Make sure they're going in the same direction. This step is so important, honey. You don't want them to be all bunched up in the middle and then hair sticking up or down below the brow. You want them all going the same way. Now here, I'm not in frame and I do apologize, but what I'm doing is I'm tracing my brow. So basically, I'm just going to take the brow pencil and go underneath my brow and over top of my brow. I'm just sculpting it out. Okay, I'm just getting my arch on fleek and just scoping all of that out, okay? And I'm using small strokes first, and then I'll go in with the entire line. But yeah, just use small strokes first. And then I'm actually going to also fill in the tail, from the tail to the arch of the brow, because I feel like those parts of the brow should be the darkest part of the brow. So I'm just going in with this pencil to darken those up a little bit. And when you're sculpting out your brow, you want to go a little bit past the inner baby hairs, or where it's supposed to be a little more blended in the front to make it look like more natural brows. You want to go just a little bit past so that you can blend that color out later, if that makes sense. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm filling it in from the arch, and then I'm tracing it over because I want them to be dark. And now I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side. And that's comb through those hairs, make sure they're all going to the same direction. And then we're going to sculpt those out as well. And just sculpt all that out. Yes, honey, yes, get that brown fleek. This one is the one that I have the most trouble with. I can never, ever get this brow to do what I want it to do. This one is always a pain in my butt. This one is. So, I did my best with it. I always try to do my best with that brow, but it's always the one that looks a little funky to me. So yeah, I just have to go with your brow's natural shape. So if your brows are kind of shaped weird, then you're gonna have to go with the shape of your brow. But if you get them done, or you get a higher arch put in them, you know, something, then just go with the brow's way. Don't try to do anything fancy. Like, just go with your natural arch and all of that. So now I'm just going in with my Ulta Deep powder. And I'm just going to fill those in. And make sure that you get the powder, you know, like you just don't want the powder in the middle of the brow. So you do need to go over it and blend out the powder through the brow. I like for my brows to look a lot thicker because my eyebrows are really, really thin. So this is what helps me. And I did go and blend out the front of the brow to make it look more natural. Excuse me. So now I'm going in with concealer. Oh no, this is when I blend it out. Okay. So I'm blending it out here. Just because you don't want a harsh line or anything like that. You want to blend it out just a little bit. Not a whole bunch. Some people be going overboard. Just a little bit. And then you're going to take your concealer and clean up your brows. You want to use a lighter concealer on the bottom portion of the brow, just so it gives you a nice highlight. You don't want to put the same color above your brows, because then you'll have halo brows. I've made this mistake several times. I cannot tell you how many times I've made this mistake, and then it's a pain to try to get it blended in with the rest of your foundation on top. It's just nerve-wracking. So just use another, like a skin complexion concealer like I'm doing here. Even though this one is just a tad bit too light, I was able to get my foundation to blend in with this a lot better. And then you also want to just blend all of this out once you clean up the brow. You don't want any harsh lines whatsoever. Just keep blending that out. And then the same thing with the other brow. You can actually use your foundation. I don't know if I just said this or not, but you can use your foundation to put on top of the brow, and that will help it look more natural when you do put the rest of your face on. So that's basically the completed look, guys. I hope that you like it, or if it helped you a little bit in, sculpting your brows if you're having a tough time. Not every day do they look on fleek, but I do appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.